Hey, this is Skullgirdle, and welcome to the maiden episode of Undead Conversations. Today we're talking to Nun, a Gothic rock band out of Porto, Portugal. So if y'all will introduce yourselves and what you do in the band.
My name is Francisco Porto. I'm the bass player.
Taranis, the singer and synth player too.
And Pedro Eternal, guitar player.
I did an album review of I Will Show You Fear in a Handful of Dust on Obscura Undead, and I'll put the link below so that people can actually read what I wrote there. And I did something unusual in that I didn't actually write you to ask you about the lyrics. And the reason I didn't do that is because you kind of put a lot into the titles that gave me enough to go on to look it up. And the one thing I noticed about this album, and the reason I want to talk about this album is because I'm in love with this fucking album, it seems to be based on T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, or at least part of it is. Did I get that correct? And is it the entirety of the album that has a framework of that 5-part poem? I mean, it's an epic poem about death and mourning and dying and loneliness and pretty much despair. And it comes across, I think, extremely well in the album. So would you talk about that just a little bit?
Yes, the title was taken from The Wasteland from T.S. Eliot, and I think it's a good title to mix with our sound and our lyrics. Maybe Taranis can speak a little bit. Is the lyrics?
I do the lyrics. About the lyrics.
Right.
They are real things that happen in my life. Mm-hmm. I based my lyrics on real life mixed with literature. My biggest influences to this album, I can say there are so many. You said some of the influences in the critic, in the video, the review.
Right.
I don't remember what authors did you said.
T.S. Eliot, Franz Kafka.
Kafka, maybe, and Brave New World.
Yes, yes.
That obviously, and the lyrics as Soma, poison in your veins, like in a book. Soma, right. If you read the book.
Yes.
It's about dystopic society. Yeah.
Soma makes you not care, and it's like we're anesthetizing ourselves with.
Yes, of course. Nowadays, people with internets and Facebooks and social media, don't care about each other. The real thing. They just want to be a pretty face in a small picture, and be accepted.
Right. So a kind of amplifying the natural narcissism of the human mind. And
yes, everyone wants to be perfect, but they are not.
No, they are not perfect. People are not even close to perfect, and perfect is boring. No. Perfect is very boring.
Yeah.
The last song, Gotas, is from Remembrance.
Yes.
Right? It's from Remembrance. But the way you sing it, it sounds like it's actually being ripped out of your body. Would you care to share the meaning of the lyrics for those of us who don't speak, I'm guessing, Portuguese?
It's a very special song for me, and Francisco especially, Pedro too, but we were more into the 90s Goth. And Remembrance were such an awesome band. And that song is so special, and the lyrics meaning you only can ask to Frank.
Yes, the Frank is the lyrics.
I did the song to my style, to the emotion that transmits the lyrics. But I don't really understand the real lyrics. I did it by myself. It's about lost.
So you made a
blood
self-interpretation.
Yes, it's a self-interpretation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any artist that creates has to expect people to interpret things themselves, and I know that some artists
that's what I did.
That. Yeah, and I thought you did an excellent job, and it was a perfect ending to the album because it was started with Tutuik, which leads into my next question. Tutuik being a Breton lullaby. So
Yes.
I went and looked at the areas where Breton is still spoken, and northern Spain, I think, is the closest to you. So why did you choose Breton? And was it Diva Destruction or Diva of Destruction? Because I had a hard time
Diva
finding...
of Destruction. She
Okay,
likes to be
that's what I
called
found.
like that.
Yeah. What was the motivation of using such a sweet sounding, because French vocals are generally sweet sounding when it gets to more classical and lullaby, and it's a lullaby. I assume that's
A
intentional.
lullaby is always sung into the night, into the darkness. It's the beginning of the night.
I get it.
To all the darkness of the whole EP. I've met Diva, Yves Doyon. I don't know how to talk French too.
Yeah.
Yves Doyon, she's from Canada. We met in the internet, and she has shown me some versions that she usually do.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love by her voice because she has some kind of despair, life experience in her voice.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes. Yes.
And I really fell in love with that voice, and I really hope to work with her again or do another project with her.
I think it's a good match, and I think the song is hauntingly beautiful in its loneliness and its beauty together. Who else have you collaborated with, just in general?
Carfax and Stephanie from Last Dusk, Oliver
Oh, Last
from
Dusk.
Sweet
Okay.
William,
Mm-hmm.
and
Tom from This Veil of Tears.
This Veil of Tears.
And Luís Peixoto, a novelist, a Portuguese
A
novelist.
Portuguese novelist,
Oh, that's interesting.
a very acclaimed novelist.
Yeah, and he worked with Moonspell as well. That's a Portuguese band.
The Antidote, the album Antidote, he
Moonspell.
worked with them.
So
Yeah, I'm just discovering Portuguese bands because as a person in America, we think that everything is in England and Germany. And in England, they think everything is in England because they're English. And in Germany, they think everything is Germany, England, and America. And, you know, America, we're generally known for death rock. But Portuguese, outside of Brazil, I hear more about Brazil probably because I'm in the Americas.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that the rest of the world doesn't seem to think, and the rest of the world I think is really just England, America, and Germany, doesn't pay attention to Portugal?
maybe because we are a small country, but we are a old country, and we did a lot.
We are the oldest country in Europe.
Yeah, but we now in nowadays we are a small country, but we have plenty of good bands here in Spain, in France as well.
Right.
And we're trying to tour in US, in the Asian side of the world.
We don't believe in frontiers.
Yeah.
New
We
frontiers.
don't believe in frontiers. We just believe in a world connected.
Right. One
And
world.
play or
Not a new world order, but
Right. Yeah, let's refer back to Brave New World there for that one. No. Okay, so you know I latched on. You said you want to come to America.
yeah.
yes,
Are
of course.
you trying to actually plan to get to America? Because I know it's difficult. I know
Yeah, well-
we have a terrible visa process and it's very expensive.
Yes, we are wishing for a contract to do a tour in the US. Last year we had a proposal to play in Mexico and Brazil as well, but we have some gigs here in Europe and we couldn't do the shows. Maybe next year, we don't know.
Okay, well, do you have plans to do something like Vegete in Germany or Mariluna or I don't know about Amphi? They seem industrial.
Waiting for the
Yeah, the
invitation.
invitations. yeah. But we will play next month in
We are not
Czech
obsessed.
Republic.
We are not obsessed for looking gigs.
No.
Okay,
We like to do music,
right.
good songs. We don't want to be. Hey, we are the best. We know we are the best for us.
I understand. You want to do what you do and you don't care
We
about
love what
fame.
we do.
Good.
And
Well,
we
it
love
shows.
to
I think
play
it
live,
shows.
so.
I love what you do too.
Of course, we love to play live,
Right.
but we don't want to be a trendy band like some stuff out there.
Yeah.
Some people follow the trends just to be popular,
Yes,
and
they do.
we are so fucking great. No,
Because
Yeah.
we don't want as well to release CD after CD or vinyl after
Right.
vinyl. We want to
Right.
do that when we think that
we are
we
prepared
accomplish
with good songs.
our goal to release the songs and do the shows after.
Right. Right. When you feel that you've accomplished what you're set out to accomplish and you've made a
Yeah.
full composition, then you'll release.
Exactly.
I have Nothing Unveils Nothing, Naked Until Noema, and I Will Show You Fear in a Handful of Dust. I tend to buy longer albums. I do not enjoy having to buy an album song by song while I wait 4 years until it's all put on one album. I would rather wait the 4 years and get the full album. I'm actually that audience that would rather have something good than something fast. So I love an album that has a beginning and an end and tells a story all the way through.
That's
and-
what an album is.
That's-
Should be.
Yes, that's what it should be. But it seems like the trend is to release a song or 2 songs or a 3-song EP. I don't understand that mentality. I hear it's because young people like to make playlists.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what are some of your favorite bands that you listen to? They don't have to be Gothic rock. You don't have
I
to
know.
be Dusty Cowboy.
They are not for me. How to prepare for this?
Well, I like several bands. Leonard Cohen, for example, it's one
Classic.
of David Bowie, but I like a
David
lot
Bowie.
of,
Everyone
I
loves
like
David Bowie.
but I like a lot of stuff. I like
Right.
Stevie Wonder, from George Michael to whatever.
Motown.
I
Motown Power.
love Motown.
Me too.
Superstition comes on. I'm like, there is superstition. So I understand that. I also think that when people only listen to one genre of music, it kind of makes you dumb. I assume most musicians I talk to, they don't just listen to goth. They don't just listen to goth. And so I'm very happy that, Francisco, that you mentioned several non-goth. Like, none of it was goth. That's perfect.
But there are much more.
Jimi Hendrix, The Doors,
Yeah.
Jefferson Airplane.
Oh my God, I like that you said airplane instead of starship. Thank you. They went a little
Iron
wrong.
Butterfly.
Plenty of them.
Right.
Peter Gabriel. I love Peter Gabriel. They hate him.
No, I like.
Peter Gabriel.
Really?
Everyone hates Peter Gabriel. Don't know why. He's a genius.
He is a genius. He is.
But you don't
yeah.
like it.
No, I was just in my head. I was thinking I'm singing Sledgehammer, but I'm trying to think of
No,
the song,
no. He has better things than
the song that goes
Sledgehammer.
boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
What is that? That's a better song. He has a lot of better things, and he's the original from
Over Hill.
Genesis.
That's
Yes. Yeah. All right. So Pedro, everybody else has said what they like to listen to. What do you like to listen to?
what I like to listen to.
Oh no, Pedro, you just said yeah. I'm sorry, did you not expect me to say your name?
Okay, I like plenty of bands from different genres, from Neil Young to I don't know, passing through Nirvana, Ministry. I like the old Marilyn Manson as well. I don't know.
Nine Inch Nails.
Nine Inch Nails. I
Mr.
think
Trent.
it's a good influence for us as well. And what? For us? For all the three. And
even metal.
yeah, I like.
I like metal. I play metal. I'm not ashamed of
I
it.
like metal. So I'm listening some hardcore and mixed with metal, stoner and stoner rock and doom metal. So plenty of sounds.
I don't think I know
Different.
stoner rock very well. I'm a big fan.
Imagine
of...
Black Sabbath
Yeah, Black
with
Sabbath.
lots of Frank Zappas in the band.
All right.
Thank you.
No, I'll go look at some because I maintain now and always will that Paranoid is one of the all-time best albums ever made in rock genre across the board.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I've had people try to dispute that with me, and I'm like, "Fuck you." Then I've had people try to tell me they have nothing to do with metal. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?"
And the Stooges. Yeah. Iggy Pop as well.
Right. But in America, Lust for Life is on a car commercial, so kind of hurts. How did you get together and form None?
Then came from the chaos and formed the Water of Abyss.
None is the waters of chaos.
Yeah.
That created God.
The fluid from the universe.
Which
Every shame.
Looks like a commercial, the fluid from the universe.
which god?
None is an ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt mythology, is about the chaos, the waters of chaos.
Right.
That all gods were created.
So how did you guys? From the waters of the abyss and chaos comes None.
We formed None about 5 years now.
Almost 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. The band is for 5 years old, and we meet. I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. We met 10 years ago. Maybe in the clubs, underground clubs.
They wanted to start a band.
We knew
Both
each
of them
other,
wanted to start a band.
and we called the star here.
No.
Well, how did they suck you into it then?
They wanted to start a band. They started
Right.
rehearsing, but they didn't have a singer.
Yeah.
We have a singer,
But
That's fair. Little drama, better singer.
Francisco didn't know that Pedro knew me, or Pedro knew that Francisco knew me.
But we knew each other from.
we were connected, all three, but none of us knew about that.
They invited me to make a mix of a song, of the first song, but there were vocals. They asked me if I wanted to do some vocals. And, okay, that's okay by me. I don't know if I can do it, but that's okay for me.
Seems like it
Yeah.
worked
You still
out.
can.
Nice.
Neither you.
So we made like a cast and we passed
Yeah,
with distinction, you know. So
I came to life.
Out of the waters of chaos.
Taranis is our son.
If you were to perform on a set, what would be the other bands that would be? I called it your dream lineup, but what other bands would you like to play with?
Any of them. Any of.
Any there.
Even Kenny G?
Who
Of
is
course
Kenny
not.
G? Who is Kenny G?
No, that's good.
no,
Okay.
maybe
Don't tell
maybe a band from the underground scene. So we are.
It depends of the band.
I'm not remember one name in particular, but some ministry. Like
No, they're very different. I wouldn't mind with that, but they're very different in the sound.
They are. I've actually seen them.
9 Inch
three times.
Nails.
They're different too.
Well, 9 Inch Nails back in 1990.
With David Bowie.
9 Inch Nails now.
With David Bowie.
Okay, yeah.
Not
that's-
possible. No.
And with the Doors, with Jim Morrison.
yeah.
Well, it's a dream. I mean, it doesn't have to be possible. But you
And
are
Grace
saying-
Slick with Jefferson Airplane.
Right.
Not Starship, please.
Not We Built This City.
No.
You don't want to do a cover of We Built This City?
No.
Well, what
No.
song? What?
But I like the song, Guilty Pleasure.
We all like weird shit. Okay. We
I
all.
rock and
I love
roll.
Sonny and Cher.
Me too.
I fucking used to play like the grooves off of the album Good Times, their first album.
Trying to imitate Bob Dylan in the vocals. He didn't know how to sing, so let's
Right,
imitate
right.
Bob Dylan.
Right. Well, but Cher wouldn't sing without him, and so he had to come up with something.
Yeah.
100 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He did. He sure did. You seem to get along very well. Do you ever have dissension? Like, do you fight?
No. Yes.
What?
Will we
Fight
fight?
about fighting?
If we
He's
fight,
a pain in the ass.
Okay.
This guy here on the right.
He is
Sometimes.
a joker. He is definitely a joker.
No, I'm the Joker.
No, he's the Joker.
He's the bad guy.
Oh, you're the bad guy. Okay, so Pedro, how do you put up with these two?
I don't know what.
He's a lawyer, so.
Yeah, I'm a
Oh, you're
lawyer,
a
so
lawyer. Have you ever had a show that was so chaotic you didn't think you were going to actually get through the show?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, but we are not going to talk about that.
Last time we went to not last time. But we went to France and we
what
had,
was the name of the fest?
I don't know the name of the fest, but it was a big fest.
Diary of Dreams, Das Ich,
Yeah.
that's pretty
plenty
good.
of bands.
Yeah.
69
69
Eyes. So it was big. We were expecting, I don't know, the crowd, maybe 10,000. Right.
Sorry.
That's big. That's big. That's okay.
It
it was an awkward experience.
Yeah.
Very awkward.
And we didn't play because of the festival manager. It was horrible. So, but
yeah.
it sucks sometimes. But we enjoy the party. So, but it was chaotic with the police.
I enjoy the party. I don't think you will enjoy it.
All right, so
It involved the police, and we thought that
the French police and the army
go to the
and
prison to spend I don't know 2-3 days over there, but it
was chaotic.
It went well. In the end, it went well.
I just
Sounds
woke
like a
up
good
in another auto. It was some people grabbed my things. I woke up.
Where am I? Yeah.
Where the fuck am I?
well, I see you
There
made
was
it home.
such an hangover.
Yeah.
And you were pissed with me.
Oh, yes, I was.
You wanted to beat me.
Oh, you did.
No.
Well,
I'm against fights.
nobody went to jail. Everybody made it home, so you can talk to
I
us
think nobody.
here today.
Because as a lawyer, I did my work, so, so nobody went to jail.
So,
They are my parents.
Yeah, that's what I meant by handlers. Is something
It's my
like
mom.
that.
It's my
yeah.
dad.
I'm the father. I'm your father.
Don't do that.
Yes, the father.
What would you like most to say to your fans? Like, I don't know, if it's inspirational, sad, whatever. What would you say to your fans? We'll just start with Francisco.
What I would like to say to our fans, maybe if we're going to have a beer or a drink, maybe the conversation could flew to the unknown. I don't know. More or less like that.
I wanted to.
You pay, Francis. You pay.
No, I don't pay. I don't.
And
I never going with money to the concert, so I don't.
Oh, great. So you know you're going to have to pay if you have a drink with Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Taranis, what would you like to say?
Listen to good music, not only Goth music. And try to read the lyrics and try to identify what the lyrics mean. Goth is not only about depression or death. It has a lot of things. Breaking walls, breaking bridges. No, building bridges.
Building bridges. Yeah.
How to build a bridge, not walls.
Pedro?
Yeah. So I think probably I would say to a fan that he should enjoy his life, not thinking about society rules. Enjoy his life.
Do what you will, shall be the whole of the law.
Exactly. So be
yourself.
Be himself, and listen whatever he wants and which band he wants, and not be some.
Don't be a trendy boy.
Or like living his life with restraining orders from the society. So.
Right. Yeah, it actually took me a lot of years to just say, fuck it, I don't care. You just can't.
I've always said that
Right.
all my life.
Well, I had to learn it, and it's a hard lesson. And with so much societal pressure, a lot of people aren't able to do that. And I hear frequently from my subscribers, viewers, people on my pages, whatever, they wish they were brave enough to do the things that I do. But the things that I do, I don't think of as brave. Does that make sense?
No, it's
I
great.
just do
I
them.
don't have the courage to do a thing
Right.
like you are doing.
People, and so with some things that you do where you just live your life as you are, like you guys are living your life as you are. To be honest, you're the most visually obvious in that. I don't feel like it's brave. I feel like for you it's necessary because there is no other way to be. Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm like this since I was 14. I started to use makeup, and I didn't even listen to goth music.
Right.
It has nothing to do with goth music. I just like makeup.
Are there questions you wish people would ask you?
No, we are very shy, so we don't do a lot of interviews because
Yeah,
we
we don't do
we don't
We are
like.
not pretty enough.
Yeah,
You're
we are the
pretty
alternative
well.
from the alternative. So
All right.
Yeah, we are the alternative.
You
yeah,
are pretty enough. You are good enough. You are talented enough. It's about the fucking music.
exactly.
That's what it matters.
Oh yeah, I cannot say that to people enough. The ideal that you have to be this perfect visage of goth AF is fucking ridiculous. It's stupid and it makes me crazy. And y'all just look like normal people to me. My idea of normal people is people who get up every day, they go to work, they make sure that the things they need to do get done, regardless, what your job is or how that works. You have relationships with people, you maintain friendships, you may or may not have pets. You have all of these things going for you, and that is what is normal to me. And at the same time, I call myself a weirdo because I know that that's people's perception of me. So, do you have people when they find out that you play because you guys have? Do you have other jobs? Do you have we call them day jobs here. Do you have jobs
Yes.
that are not music related?
Yes.
Okay, so how do people perceive you at those jobs, and how do you handle that?
I try to separate the both worlds, but everyone who wants from my clients wants to come to the concerts, they are invited, and obviously they separate as well the performer, the live artists, or the guitar player from the day job that I have. So not a problem. It's what I am. So
I always had problems.
Yeah, me too.
I always were the weirdest guy. I don't talk too much with my next-ish coworkers. No? Coworkers.
yeah.
Yes.
Don't talk too much because I don't identify myself with that. And some bad jokes sometimes, and like bullying, but I'm strong enough
Right. Right.
to fight it. But
Right.
I try not to speak too much on my job. On my jobs.
Right. Right. Francisco, do you ever have an issue
Yeah,
blurring?
I'm just like Pedro and Taranis. I try to separate both worlds, and
I don't know.
and I do the best in each one.
Yeah.
I have some similar problems. I have looked as normal as I could because I've gone back and forth. I've had jobs where I wore all black to my job every day because I was in mourning that I had to work there. And I had jobs where I was trying to further my career and so would wear some color and it looked more normal. And obviously now I'm at a job where I don't have to, which is great. And at my job, I don't really have friends. And I have some people I'm friendly with, but I don't really talk to people very much outside of the job.
Like me.
I think I have some issues where people think I'm, well, dumb, not bright, not smart. People call me the dark cloud, which I'm fine with. The dark cloud, like the storm cloud. I am fine with that because it's not bullying. I don't have to deal with that very much. But people can be dicks. I just wanted my subscribers to be able to see that even the people that we as listeners kind of iconize, because we do kind of iconize musicians, even though you're normal people, right? Because people do it to me. I have a YouTube channel. I'm like, 5 people watch a video, whoopity-doo-dah. You're just a normal person. And I say again to the subscribers, walk up and say hello. Walk up and tell a band that you enjoy their shows, because right now, in this interview, none has just told you, come up and have a drink with us. And has just said that y'all will have a drink with people who come to your concerts and listen to the music and be happy to talk to them. And I think it's important as people who love music in the goth scene, the Schwarzen scene, that you understand how accessible our musicians are and how lucky we are to be able to actually communicate with and talk to the people who make the music that we love. So have you guys ever just walked up and gone to a concert and just walked up to somebody that you admire a lot and just started talking to them? Musician. Not backstage, in the audience, when you're an audience member.
Oh, when we are at the audience.
Yes.
No, we don't communicate with
Mixed
personalities or something. No, we don't.
2 years ago, I spoke with Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Stone Sour, and he was a friendly guy as well. He paid the beers, and he I like him. Yeah, but he's from the different sound genre, so. Right. But he's a good guy.
I met several people at Wave Gothic Treffen, and one of them was October Burns Black, the singer Jer Egan. And I walked up, I was just going to say, hey, great show, because I talked to him online. We have the Facebook friends, but they're international. You don't know how well you know your Facebook friends. You have to assume until you see them in person that you're not really friends. And so I walked up to talk to him, and it's hard to describe when somebody that you've talked to online that you're not sure if you should say hello is like, ah! Because he actually was like, ah! And he called me skullgirdle, but then he called me Michelle later, whatever. And he was actually excited to meet me. So I have to wonder if, if I walked up and said hello to you, if you played Vegete, and I was like, oh, Francisco, because you seem to be a little bit more shy. What would you be like?
Hello!
Honestly, Francisco, since you said you never carry money, I know I'd have to buy a beer. I don't know how to feel about that. But would you be excited? Would you be excited to say hello?
Of course.
Who? To who?
To her?
To her, of course.
You're like, oh, of course.
To you?
Wait, who is it?
The 3 of us giving you a hug.
A big hug.
Thank you. Oh, kisses.
And we will play all the drinks, so.
He will pay. I don't have
Yeah,
money.
I was like, I was waiting for that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no.
I will.
He's the doctor.
All right, are you in my Facebook friends?
I don't know.
I had you 3 days ago, I think.
Yeah, you did, and I was like, oh, I know who that is, because sometimes I don't. I had somebody ask me about talking to a promoter in a different city, so I asked a friend who sent me to one of their friends, who turned out to be one of my friends on another server, who hooked up this person with somebody who was in my friends list, and I had no idea. Because I don't think I take Facebook as seriously as some people, because
Like me.
if I get sick of somebody and all the crap they put on, I'll just kind of unfriend them. If I don't talk to you, I'm going to unfriend you. And it's not this whole thing where they unfriended me. How could you? Because I see people like, well, I unfriended him on Facebook. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you didn't want to talk to him. That's cool. So I'm just a friend, unfriend. It doesn't really mean as much to me as it seems to other people, and I don't understand why it does mean that much. So how do y'all feel about social media?
It's a good way to promote the band
And
Fair.
meet people too.
and meet people to promote the band.
Not only to promote the band. I've met Eve by Facebook. She's from Canada.
Right.
We never met in real life.
Right, right. Well, Lisa Miles and Jer Egan have collaborated once, and they're working on another song. They've never met in person either. And they made something
That's
very interesting.
one of the good things about social media.
Right, right. Do you think that people get too dramatic about their social media?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was a loaded question. I just said people get too dramatic, but I agree with you, Adrian. And I think
Yeah, because
for Francisco, what you were saying about being a good tool to promote, I do have some people who just promote and promote and promote, because if you look kind of goth or you're a musician I've heard of, it's my personal, I have a page where you can go if you like my channel and you want to continue discussion, but my personal Facebook under Michelle is my personal Facebook, so I'm going to post all sorts of shit on there. But I actually have some people who all they ever do is self-promote. And I have some people, one or two, who call themselves my friends, but they only ask me for something when they want to promote a band.
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
don't think you should call yourself my friend if you're going to do that. I think it's shitty to call someone a friend and then just want to use them for promotion. You can be honest. I have David, who hooks me up with you guys. He's talking to me about promotion. We're talking about promotion, about talking to bands, about getting a little bit more information about bands like yourselves, like None. Let's make sure, say it again. None. Out of the waters of chaos comes None. But talking about bands on my channel, because of course it's my agenda is to get that out there. But it's sorry, I just made my watch start talking. But the relationship right now is it's promoter. He's a promoter, and I want to help him promote. To me, that's an honest relationship. Someone who acts like they're my friend just because they want something, like they want to be on my YouTube channel or they want me to share their music, that to me is not a friend. It's not an honest relationship when you act like a friend. So do you have people that do that act like they're your friend because they want something from you, because they perceive you as more famous than you feel?
Yes, sometimes. With me, it happens a lot.
That's interesting. How do you feel about that?
Sometimes I think I'm such a good person. I don't like to say no, but I really need to start to say no.
Yes.
They introduce me to lots of bands. Hey, listen to this, and sometimes it's a shitty sound, and I don't know what to say.
what do you say? You like it?
No, I tried not to answer and forget it. I'm sorry.
I understand that.
It's
because
it's
people.
hard for me. I don't want the other person to get pissed with me.
Right. Well, I don't want to crush
not
their
like
hopes and dreams. It doesn't feel good to me to crush someone's hope.
Yes.
And I also don't want to destroy a networking connection because I was not kind enough, especially if there's criticism. So I'll be honest, when I do album reviews, I only review albums I like because I don't care to share stuff I don't like. And there are other people who feel the responsibility of if they don't like something that they should go ahead and do that kind of review. But I spend a lot of time on my reviews. I went light on I Will Show You Fear in a Handful of Dust. It took about 7 hours worth of research. And I probably listened to the album 50 times, 30 to 50 times before I did it. I don't think anyone should ever do an album review if you haven't listened to the full album at least 3 times. I already had it in my collection, y'all. Seriously. I had it in my collection for a while. I didn't just buy it and in a week all I did was stay awake and listen and drink a lot of coffee. No, I had the album already, but I probably listened to it about 20 times in the time that I was thinking about writing that. and research. But that's, you know, that's my process, and that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm only going to share the things I like. What's your most fun criticism anyone's ever said about your music?
There was someone that
At the beginning, in our first album,
there was someone I can't remember who was that said that he looks like
no, I didn't look. I sounded like
Peter Steele. I don't know.
but in a bad way. I like Peter Steele, but he said it in a bad way.
Yeah,
Because
like you were imitating Peter Steele badly.
Probably. I
That's
don't
kind
know.
of
Yes.
a big thing to say.
Well,
I mean, were you trying to copy Peter Steele?
Of course not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Back in I hate to say back in the day, back in my time, like I graduated from high school in 1986 and discovered the first goth music I discovered was actually really discovered and knew who it was not considered goth now, and that was The Glove. I never listened to The Cure. I have not liked The Cure my whole life until recently. And it's overexposed. I heard too much. They played it too much. And now I'm like, wow, they're really good. But the first time I heard goth music, and it was Mr. Alphabet Says, actually. It's Mr. Alphabet Says. And I used to listen to this radio show that my friends would make fun of me when I talked about it. And then when I went to college, I would listen to Gene Loves Jezebel. And my friends made fun of that. But back then, there was much more of a mix. Like you would see people listening to, they probably did play Marilyn Manson in the goth clubs back then, because they also played some new wave in the goth clubs back then. I know they played Nine Inch Nails. I know they did because I was there. They played in America. There's people talk about how it's all mixed up, but I'm in Texas. I'm not in New York or Los Angeles where you could have a pure just goth night. Just gothic rock. Blah, blah, blah. Or just death rock, you know. We didn't have that. It was all mixed, and it had new wave in it, and it had industrial, and I don't think it had very much new romantic. Not my favorite genre, but you know, so I totally forgot what my fucking point was. Completely forgot it. Oh,
It happened.
oh yeah, so that's, I think, yeah, right, it happens to me frequently, middle sentence. But I think that's maybe why Marilyn Manson was popular in the area that I was in, because goth never really died there. Because people talk about how goth died and it has all these waves. And yes, it came back like 94, 95, I think it came back. But in that little in-between space, that's where Marilyn Manson kind of snuck in. Do you think that's why he's so popular and why people can't figure out that he's not necessarily
He's a smart guy. I don't know.
He is a smart guy.
He's a very smart guy.
Really is.
Enable the publicity.
Good publicity.
Promotion.
Good promotion. Yeah.
He's
He
a
knows how
good
to do the things.
auto promotes himself. Very, very good.
All right, he and Madonna.
From the beginning, yeah.
Well, I think we should wrap it up. But do you have any final words? Anyone? Any final words?
No, we are not going to die. We can say our final words.
No, we would like to thank you for the interview
Of course.
and the review. It was,
The review was awesome.
yeah, it was
Awesome review.
it
Thank
was
you very
awesome,
much.
Yeah, you did your work, homework,
Very good work.
very, very, very good. It was very good, very detailed. So it was very good.
Oh, thank you. You flatter too much. Well, thank you. Especially since you've talked about how shy you are in doing interviews and getting on camera. I don't know how that's gonna. You'll see yourselves, and you'll probably be like, "Ah, Jesus, what happened?"
I'm not looking. I'm looking to your face, not. That's
Oh.
not cute.
I'm going to post this everywhere. So once again, this is None, and we are talking to Francisco, Charanis, and Pedro of the infamous Porto, Portugal band. Did I say it before? None. And this was Undead Conversations. So hey, thanks for watching. Until next time.